Right, we're recording. Hello, we're here at Shoe Wheeler. I've set up a tripod. I'm doing this on my own because when I ask people to just do a video for me, you think I was asking them to go to the dentist for me. You know, oh, I'm busy, I've got jobs to do. What? I know. Yeah, you know, and the business it brings us in. I'd have thought you'd have been. Anyway, let me get set up over here. You do. Right, okay, so Richard sent some shoes in, lovely chap, and we inspected the shoes, and I sent him a message back, and I said, look, we've had a look around your shoes, and unfortunately, when we've come in round the edges here, the welt is coming away from the upper, and, you know, the good old Grensons, that you've had your wear out of them, they've done really well for you, down on the heels and such, but we can't really do a full rebuild on them. And Richard said, yeah, absolutely fine, no problem. I phoned him up, we had a chat, and he said, you know, it's a shame because they've been really great shoes. They were his father's, and then they were his, and really soft round the edges here. I did say I can sort you out a new pair of Barkers that look something similar to this, but I said to him the edges of the round here, around the top line, is quite stiff, and they're going to take some bedding in. And he said, no, I've had shoes off of you with a tough top line round them, and unfortunately he couldn't wear them, and he's had to give them away. So, you know, I said to him, look, you know, if these are the shoes that you love, there's got to be something we can do. And I went and had a word with Paul, and as mardy as he is, he said, yeah, what you can do as a cheaper repair on them is machine them down and just bond on a half Dainite sole and a Dainite heel, which is round about, what, 75 quidish, something like that. And it's not the job because we're not doing all the recorking inside, so and we're not replacing the heel stacker or anything, so it's not the proper job, but it's a job that just keeps the shoe going, you know, because these are quite soft in the middle and the heels are well down. So what we're going to do is put this half sole on and then see if we can just get round it on the stitcher and stitch it on. If we can't, it doesn't matter because it will be bonded and it will be guaranteed. So we shall just put this this sole on, and yeah, I'm smiling there because our delivery man has just come in, and he's crept by. We could have him on camera. He's in and out of here every day and collecting parcels and such. How are you doing? Yeah, good. Parcel Force. That's the one. Lovely. We get Parcel Force, and who's the others? Your competitor? DHL, and then we get UPS sometimes. UPS, UPS come in as well, delivering stuff. No, collecting stuff to deliver out to people. Right, okay, so I'm going to get on with these, stop waffling, get on with these, and all we're going to do is machine this down, boom, that on there, pair it off, and I actually think when I start doing my DIY repair videos, this would be something people can do themselves. Paul's over there smiling. I think you're shitting yourself, aren't you? Yeah. When I start with my videos of DIY repairs, yeah, he's going to be in trouble then. Because you are going to be able to repair your own shoes. I've got it all sorted. I've got a band scourer, like that, a belt scourer, and mounted it. Oh God, it's going to be fabulous. It's going to be a cobbler's instant lasting appliance. Short for killer. DIY. Yeah, CILA, killer. It would be if you get it wrong. Anyway, that's going to come. DIY repairs. You're going to love it. Why can't you? Why can't you just stick a heel on? I'm going to sort out where you get your glue from and everything. And anyway, that's to come. Right, we'll get round there onto the machine. So here's the shoes. I've got the camera around my neck. Here's the Dainite sole unit. and not quite as thick as the original, so we'll leave a little bit on because this is made as a repair unit. And then somewhere we've got a nice pair of heels to go on, so I'll just put that on there, whip that heel off, just working that across, beautiful, in the bin, and so we're just leaving a little bit of the original sole on, and that'll make a fabulous base. Gone through to the midsole in some places there, but we'll not worry, they'll repair that. Okay, so we'll get some jam on there, and then solution that up, and yep. Oh, have we got some heels for these? Could you just throw me a pair of? Yep. Yes, no? Brown.
They might be 3 inch now.
What are those?
3 1/4. Holes are going to come.
Okay, so you want a 3 inch, yep.
3 inch, yeah.
3 inch, right. Okay, oh, fabulous. We'll get in the cellar. We're going down the cellar. Da, da, da. That's down into the cellar. All sorts of stuff down here. An old machine for taking the nails out. A transformer. These are, oh look, it's been broken. That's off the press. Presser feet, old glue pots, old staple guns, and brad guns, and eyelets, all sorts of crap. Probably don't use those anymore, therefore different kind of machine. Anybody needs those, let us know. They can have those. Oh no, they're mini badges. Those, they're going begging. And then old stock, old keys stock that is obsolete, and anybody wants those keys, be glad to see the back of them. What a mess. What a mess. So 3 inch heels in brown. I'll put my glasses on. Three-inch. Yep. Last 2 pair of those. And what else is he looking for? White micro. Right, I'll have a dig around for white micro. Okay, so I've machined these up, roughed them up on the scourer. I've machined this down, In some places I've had my hand inside and any lumps or bumps I've pushed up on the shoe on the inside and taken that out, so that when the sole goes on, it has a tendency to pull the insole flat. Remember, we're not recorking this is just a cheaper repair. The original sole is bonded beautiful to the midsole. We've gone through in a few places, but it doesn't matter. We've only left a little bit of meat on. That will be absolutely fabulous. The insole has got the razors, but like I said, I've pushed it and taken a little bit more out where the ridge is behind the toe, and so from the inside they'll feel that's lovely even thickness, and get some jam on them. Oops, I should have done the heels first, because they're going to have 3 coats onto the leather because it will sop it up. We'll probably do 2 coats onto the rubber. And yep, anyway, that's it, onto there, and then we'll do the corresponding sole so that things are drying in a nice time scale. That right shoe will be ready. Solution this up here. Superb. And then the heel. A 3-inch heel on there. A little bit of... Right, lovely. So I'll carry on and get these glued up, and then we'll get back to putting them together. Shoes are under here. Getting nice and warm. They're up there. Let's pull that back there. Let's pull a shoe down. Lovely. Take a heel. Bob it on there like that. Lovely. And then a sole. Sole onto there like that, and then we can just work this down. And if you were just doing this as a DIY repair, you would just take your knife now, trim that off, trim this off, and then round on the on killer. Superb. Number 2. Heel on there, sole, just trying to get that pattern nicely to the middle. That's it. So we could just stand here and manipulate these down, or we can take it to the press. Just kill that radio a second, will you? Just kill that radio, Paul, would you? Beautiful. Take your knife. Of course, cutting it while it's still warm is so much nicer. Jeff will be doing his nut. Why aren't you using a Barnsley knife or a drag knife? Because we're lazy. Look at that. And then around the heel. Let's get that ticket out of the way. Oh, I can hardly get on there. We'll just on the machine and in there. We'll do that on the breaster. Going to be just tight there if we stitch them, but they don't need stitching. It's not, you know, it's just if we decide to stitch them. Right, ready for the next process, finishing them off. And that will be on Friday. Lovely. Nice kinky boots. Who do we listen to on the radio? Toby Foster, Radio Sheffield.
Soon.
What time's he come on? 2 o'clock?
2 o'clock. 2 hours 6.
He's great, isn't he?
Look at these bag of biscuits our customer brought us yesterday. Robbie. Bits of all sorts of.
Oh, man.
Look what we've got.
Oh, get on.
Oh my goodness.
Lovely. Right, anyway. Shoes. Mending
Wagon
shoes.
wheels. Not as big as they used to be, you know.
No, I think it's your hands are bigger. When you had little kiddie hands, they felt...
Just bit size of a dinner plate.
No, they didn't. You just thought they were. I think it's... Can I go on your machine for 2 minutes while you have a bit of dinner?
Yep.
On the posh machine. Right, so, fire up. All set, beautiful. Couldn't be asked to get on there with the knife. We're working at it onto the breaster. I hope this is coming through nicely because I'm on my homemade harness for the camera for my phone. An old phone case, a bit of elastic slung around the neck. Trying to get a nice sweep all the way round. Beautiful. Get all that heel stacking up there. If you can't get a nice sweep in there, you would use an arm keg up here and get a sweep in on the arm keg foot better if you can. Get it on the smooth finish up. Nice crisp edges. Back into the breaster. Check that out, beautiful. And then just take the burr off. Come on, that's it. Take the burr off and then just tiny little bit down there, and then the sole. So we could do the sole on here and just take that down, or we could go onto the trimmer, set the trimmer, nice long sweeping movement on the trimmer, round the toe, and just take that back a little bit. This is the adjustable guard. Of course the trimmer will only come so far up, so we just take that out nicely across the, oh lovely, lovely, and then it's surprising how that last trim round the top edge there brings the thickness down, the profile thickness, just makes it look a little bit neater. Should be making some noises, some fabulous videos out there. They get all the sound effects in. We're not that clever here at the shoe healer. So, as we said before, this shoe had a few issues. The welt was starting to come away. It had a few repairs. What are you laughing at, Paulie? Yep, had a few repairs in its time, and the welts just weren't going to stand up to another repair. I think the last repair that this had, we probably did. And if we didn't, somebody made a great job of it, because it had a lovely midsole in. You can see the midsole there. It had a lovely new midsole in, and the midsole has been bonded to the welt really, really well. And then the Dainite sole unit had been bonded to that really, really well, and it meant we've got a really good structure to just bond to without stitching. We've decided not to stitch these, and I'm sure they'll be fine. Right, okay. We spoke to the gentleman about having back linings in here, and he decided not to because we were unsure that it was going to toughen them up too much. So what I'm going to do is just run a little bit of glue in there, just to keep them together smartly, and then we'll see about giving them a quick coat of polish. Okay. Next step, it just goes on and on and on when you're repairing shoes. There's lots and lots of steps to go through. We're going to just wax up the edges, and I'm so sorry, by the way, about the fact that one of the straps on this phone holder that I'm using, homemade phone holder, was showing on that last video. It's so annoying, but of course once I've repaired the shoe I can't go back and redo that. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. I've tried all different sorts of holders and they all annoy me. One day I'll come across something that I've tried these like bra. Looks like I've got a bra on it, a bra thing that holds it, but it just doesn't hold it in the right place. So I'm on a homemade one. So that's what we do with both the shoes, so that I can really get some wax into the edges of these soles and heels. Put the machine on, Yankee wax. Yankee, I don't know if you can see that, Yankee polish on there. And we go to the one brush here that's nearly bald, but it works now more like a pad wheel. Look at that, look, it really gets the wax into the grain of the leather. Pressing on really hard, and that gets hot. In days gone by, we would have had proper pad wheels on our finishing machines, and we'd have also had setting irons, metal setting irons, for setting the edges of the leather sole. Anyway, that's quickly round on there, round on the brush, waxing those up nicely, and then we can get all this off and give the shoes a polish up. Okay, I'll just do the other one. I'm back on my tripod, and we've got the shoes here. I've just found an old shoe tree to go in them. We'll send these with the shoes. We'll whip the laces out, put some nice new laces in, and let's have a look at the uppers. So that's the repair on there. I hope you're getting this. That's a repair. Yeah. I don't know. And the edges. What do you think? Go on, have a quick look. You haven't got to hold it. Go on, just Are you getting that? Yeah, are you getting a nice close-up of it? Yeah, yeah, and it just will sit nice. All the edges of the heel all nice and square. Now, it did look on the camera angle that the edges, the heel was being Cubaned, but that's all nice and straight. I don't know if you... What we want is these here dead level. We don't want them Cubaned in. We want them nice and level, and that is nice and level, unless you're seeing it with the camera angle a little bit awkward. So, lace is off. I could have sworn I'd just got the light tan polishers out, and we're going to just go... No, medium tan. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what we can put on here. You know, now this is not our thing, doing the uppers, sorting them out. We like to leave that for you to do. Let's go with a little bit of polish on there and just tidy those up. Quick flick round, brush them up, new laces, and the job is done. Yep, they will turn out beautiful, and we'll give Richard a bell, get back to him. I'll do a couple of pictures, close-ups of them, and then we're sorted. Do you want to press the button for me while you can? Oh yeah, well, one more thing. Yeah, no. Yeah, the one more thing. We put a little link in for you to send us a coffee. You know, and it's, you know, it's just what people do now with these channels. We don't get a lot out of the channels, and it all helps. And you know, we're getting a coffee bought. It's really nice. It's fabulous, and we get the biscuits, as you've seen earlier. We get plenty of biscuits. People walking in. David, thank you very much. Lisa in America, thank you very much. Mark and Oliver, very generous. Thank you, all of you. It's really good, and it does mean a bit to us here. Yeah, it really does. It's
Robbie for all his biscuits.
Oh yeah, Robbie for all his biscuits. Yeah, thank you very much. You're enjoying your coffees?
Loving my coffees.
Loving your coffees. Yeah. Paul, good coffees?
Tea for me.
Yeah, well, he has a tea, but you know,
Same thing.
doesn't sound as cool as having a coffee, does it?
No,
You know.
cool.
Right, okay, I'm polishing these shoes. Yeah, just wanted to get that bit in. Thank you very much.